Well, Darren, the sort of game this weekend where really if you can't get excited about this one, then there's probably something a bit wrong, plenty to get your teeth into.
Yeah, it's another home match, and we've had a good week training in terms of back to a bit more normality in terms of the way the week works after the hectic Christmas period. And again, we're looking forward to our home form's very, very good, and we want to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've had a couple of players come in, which will give you a bit of a pep. Have you had any further movement on the injury front, or is that still much the same?
No, Blake Tracy should be available. He should be back in the squad. Obviously, Brownie coming in, Tails coming in will freshen us up a little bit, add to the quality that we wanted to do. Injury-wise, no, I think that's it.
Yeah, and clearly it was disappointing to lose the game at Burnley last weekend, but after that first half hour, 40 minutes, did you see signs of more of what you'd expect to see generally from your team after a tricky Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, I felt that the opening period for the players was very difficult. When you go into a game on the back of 3 defeats, playing against a team on the back of 3 defeats, the opening period is very important. And obviously losing an opening goal affected us, you know, for the 15 minutes after that. They were well on top, Burnley. We didn't play the way I wanted us to in terms of getting a flow to the game. And we conceded soft goals. So, but after that, you know, Ivan's goal, from that moment on, I don't think they were that much better than us. I felt we created openings and chances. I mean, Ivan had 3 very good chances in the game. I thought Reece gave us a bit more quality and certainly technically in that middle area. So there were certain things I wanted out of the game. 2 goals is important to get back to scoring ways, and you know there were certainly positives to take out of it.
Yeah, because in terms of the performance levels over the Christmas period, I guess it's really only the Rotherham game where you're looking at that one and thinking there's not a lot to take from it. With the other matches, there were certainly the Lincoln game, a lot to recommend it prior to the sort of freak ending, and then with the other games, still things that you could take out of them.
Yeah, I mean, what was always going to be difficult was the run of games we had over Christmas, and I can't get away from that. I knew it was going to be a really tough run of fixtures. Doncaster, who are a good team, Rotherham, who will be up there, and then of course a derby at Lincoln. So we've come out of it with no points, which is, you know, a bit of a disaster of a Christmas when you look at it like that. But in terms of performances, there was some real positives to take out the Doncaster game. That was never a 3-0 scoreline. The Rotherham game, yeah, that was one just too many for us. And then the Lincoln game, you know, we know what happened in that. So I think the tough fixture list we had over Christmas, given the fact that, you know, we didn't have a full-strength squad going into that, was tough for us.
Yeah, and when it comes to the goals or the lack of them, football often quite a simple game. I guess obvious factors. Marcus Maddison has had his illness issues, which hasn't helped. Mo's gone off the boil a bit, and then with the 2 players that you've managed to bring in, part of the obvious thinking there is to add a few more goals from midfield. Yeah,
and hopefully a bit more quality in terms of how we get up the pitch. And I've been very consistent all the way along from the start of the season where I think we needed to strengthen. We didn't do it in the summer. We've also lost Josh Knight for a huge part of the season, so I think we've strengthened where we wanted to. We've got, you know, the players in I wanted to, so that's very important for a manager. And now you hope that people start getting the form back a little bit, because it's difficult to sustain form or very good form throughout the course of a season. You know, Reedy, who's on fire up until a couple of games ago, has lost a little bit of form, and you know that can happen. Mo obviously has lost the fact that he's scoring goals most weeks. Marcus has been missing, so there's been reasons why, I feel, and obviously we need to, you know, stop shipping in such silly goals and being too easy to score against. So I'm very confident that we can get back up to speed, but Saturday's an important game because you're almost on the cusp of one way or another here in terms of we're right in the mix, but we obviously need to start getting back to winning ways and getting that momentum back, which once I feel we get back, then, you know, we'll be a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, the table is quite incredible really at this moment in time, in that really all the way down to 13th, 14th, there are sides that will feel they are quite rightly well in the mix for promotion.
Yeah, it's a very tight league. All we can focus on is ourselves. You hope that over the Christmas period you pick up as many points as you can. It gets you in a really good position. We've unfortunately not done that, but in the same token, we've lost 3 games, but are still right back in the mix. So what we're going to do is find our way of getting a win Saturday and then building momentum. We've shown this season we're more than capable of going on runs, 4 or 5 wins in the bounce, and if you can do that quickly, then it looks totally different. But I'm not panicking about the situation. I'm disappointed with the Christmas we had. I hope to be in a better position by now, but we're not, so we have to get on with it, and we have to stick together and keep fighting away of getting points.
Yeah, and I guess this is also where it helps to have seen it all before. It happens in most seasons, doesn't it? You're going to be incredibly fortunate or incredibly good to get through an entire campaign just winning week in, week out.
Yes, we've got to have a similar reaction to when the season started, when we only picked 1 point up from 3 games. I think we need a reaction very, very similar. We went on a run of 4 wins in the bounce, and we picked up, I think it was 13 points out of 15. But listen, you never get to that point until you get the first win. So, but we're more than capable. We know that. We're very confident at home. We've got a tough opponent on Saturday who are in a good run of form, and they're going to be a tough nut to crack. There's no doubt about it. But we know that we're more than capable of doing that. But we've just got to get back to winning ways and getting back to playing with a bit more of a rhythm and making sure we've still got that threat, in particular in scoring goals.
Did Gillingham show what they're about with the game against West Ham at the weekend?
Well, I think, yeah, because we played there and it was a very tough game, and their home form's far better than their away form. I watched the game. It was a lively pitch. It suited Gillingham in the way they wanted to do it, but they're a very tough team to play against. Their 2 strikers, whatever it is, it's probably Hanlon and one other, are a real handful. The ball gets turned around very, very quickly. So we're prepared as normal, and it's up to the players now to know exactly how we want to play, as they do in every game, and we've got to go out there and perform.
Now, I know there's a little way to go, but presumably with the transfer window you must be very happy with the first week or so to have got 2 long-term targets in, and it's been relatively quiet in terms of talk and chatter about the players you've already got.
Yeah, I'm more than happy with what we've got. I'm delighted with the chairman and Jason and Randy in terms of we stuck to what we wanted to do, and they've gone ahead and made it happen. But it's very important now that I think we can settle things down a little bit and we can crack on with the squad we've got. I'm certainly more than happy with what I've got and not looking to bring anything else in. There's always the possibility of a younger one coming in and that we can develop, but certainly in terms of ones that want to go straight into the first team squad, no, I think we're absolutely fine. We're probably looking at getting 1 or 2 out now because the squad's a little bit top heavy.
Yeah, and I guess as well, just being in that position where if anything happens, being able to react to it and tweak things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a lot of flexibility within the squad. We've got different formations we can play. We've also got to remember that we've got Knight, Thompson, Dembele to come back. Dembele in particular will be fresh. Knight will be fresh. So they'll be like 2 new players really, because Dems has had a very frustrating first half of the season, but I feel he can have a real impact in the second half. And obviously Josh, we know what he brings, and there's no question we have missed him.
Is there the potential for Aaron Chapman to join Tranmere on a permanent basis?
Not at the moment. No, it's just a loan. It's a week-to-week thing at the moment. I think Barry was due to speak to them today about extending it, or that's, I think, only as a loan at the moment, but I don't know anything further than that. I think at the moment it's not going to be turned into a permanent.